Seattle, Washington, home of the Space Needle, the Mariners, Seahawks, and former home of the Seattle Supersonics, also was the home of the most influential subgenre of alternative music, grunge. Its birth came from the underground and below, from labels such as Sub Pop that were homegrown, but its influence now is forever remembered by music lovers around the world. The year is 1990. Grunge has achieved moderate success, but is looking for its breakout star. The chosen one? Mother Love Bone. Born from members of grunge forefather Green River, Mother Love Bone's claim to fame wouldn't completely be based off of their grunge royalty, but rather in a newcomer, Malfunction vocalist Andrew Wood. Blessed with an eccentric style that could only be described as grunge meets glam metal, and touched with a lyrical genius as poetic as it was enigmatic, Andrew Wood's presence in Mother Love Bone attracted immediate attention. It took little time for the band to secure a major label deal, and worked furiously on their first album, Apple. Wood, however, would never see the fruits of the work be released. In music history, a death is usually historically important because of what an individual has done throughout their career. Andrew Wood, on the other hand, is different. He is lamented for that which he accomplished without being a witness. His death may resemble that of Lane Staley's, since they both died of a heroin overdose, and may be significantly less of a CSI mystery than that of Kurt Cobain's shotgun blast. However, the two names mentioned both had a career, and got to lick the skin and smell the rancid odor of success. Andrew never got that opportunity. Apple is an album that triumphs in its majesty. It flourishes in its simplicity. Wood's words, coupled with the music of his bandmates, flowed like a religion to the ears of a listener, with Wood being the preacher, proclaiming the good word to those who would take the time to hear what he had to say. It's stylistically one of a kind, mixed with energetic anthems and slower moments that border on romantic. Poetic lyrics delivered with Messiah-like passion and energy make you feel as though you're hearing a profound sermon. A listener leaves changed, chasing the epiphany they had moments ago when the music played, and turns to the sound again in hopes to retrigger that moment of clarity. However, Andrew Wood's death triggered more than sorrow. It triggered the launch of grunge to the top, through a series of events that could be seen as perhaps divine intervention. Mourning the loss of their friends Stone Gossard and Jeff Amont teamed with Soundgarden frontman Chris Cornell and newcomer Eddie Vedder to record a tribute disc, entitled Temple of the Dog. The self-titled tribute included passionate tracks such as Say Hello to Heaven and Wooden Jesus, while also striking gold with the radio hit still heard today, Hunger Strike. Many people still lack the knowledge that this is a tribute album for Andrew Wood. But it didn't stop there. By 1991, Soundgarden had broken through with Bad Motorfinger, and Amant and Gossard had teamed with Eddie Vedder to form a new band, Pearl Jam. Alice in Chains wrote Wood in honor of Andrew Wood and dedicated their album Facelift to him. But what does this all mean? Mother Love Bone has had more of an effect on grunge and alternative in general than many people really tend to realize. Their potential was limitless, their energy infectious, and their demise tragic. The death of Andrew Wood and release of Apple changed the course of music history. One band falls, two more form, but many more paid tribute. While we may have been robbed of such classics such as the Temple of the Dog album, Pearl Jam's impressive 90s discography, and perhaps the ultimate super exposure of grunge as a whole, Apple shows that Mother Love Bone easily could have been the poster child for grunge music, far outdoing, outselling, and outperforming the stalwarts of the genre, including Nirvana. 20 years have now passed since the passing of Andrew Wood, and the passing, ultimately, of Mother Love Bone, their triumphant debut also being their unfortunate final bow. The real tragedy may perhaps be that even to this day, this band remains criminally underrated, when they should have been the shining star. To make a parallel, it's said that a great man must die so that others may achieve great things. Andrew Wood died, and for many magical years after that, his contemporaries were blessed with the ability to write inspirational, chart-topping music. Rest in peace, Andrew Wood, a man of golden words, a Stardog champion, who wore the crown of thorns so that grunge could be alive. Ladies and gentlemen, with this, Alternative Week officially draws to a close. This doesn't mean I won't be doing alternative album reviews in the future. There's definitely a lot of you that have asked me to continue on with the Pearl Jam discography and would like to see me explore some of the other bands that are involved with alternative a little bit more closely. There are some bands that I will certainly be more than willing to do, as I'll probably do something like this every couple of months, just as kind of a break from my typical repertoire. I would rather be very well versed and well rounded than be stuck to doing just one thing, considering I am musically eclectic, although it just doesn't show at all times. With that said, I'd like to thank all of you for watching Alternative Week and all the album reviews this week. And for those of you who don't know who Mother Love Bone is, those of you who have heard of grunge but this name is kind of new to you, I highly recommend that you do whatever you can in order to get your paws on the album Apple, whether it be used at a local music store or new at a local music store or something that you have to find on eBay or a website. This is definitely an album that's worth it. This was one of those albums that for me, I didn't understand the history of it until after I listened to it a couple of times. And the effect was magical even as I listened to it without knowing the demise of Andrew Wood, the demise of Mother Love Bone, and really the history that it really enveloped. So if it's had that profound effect on me, imagine what that effect could be for you. It was a musical epiphany for me. It was one of those albums in which my entire perception of music in general, and especially of the grunge genre and the alternative genre, really shifted. It was something that gave me far more appreciation to that which was given to me, or should I say given to the world, by Andrew Wood and Mother Love Bone, as opposed to just living in the moment and recognizing that bands are going to be alive and around to make music at all times. Every couple of years an album will be released. Mother Love Bone proves to me that this isn't always true. So at any rate, guys, thank you very much for watching this week, and I definitely recommend Mother Love Bone's Apple, or the album in which I was able to find, which was a combination of Apple and an EP of theirs, which is simply entitled Mother Love Bone.